I've put some thought into this and I've decided to share my what the fuck, nope, in a woods story with you. I wasn't going to do it, but after seeing a few other threads with people discussing weird stuff, I figured I might as well. And maybe I'll get a solution for my one and only unanswered question. What I'm about to tell you is 100% honest, and I will try to be as detailed as possible. Firstly, some brief background info on me, which I only offer you so you might understand my behaviour and mindset. I'm in my early 30s. I'm an active duty Marine who's been in the Corps for over 15 years. I have quite a bit of training along with real-world combat experience. I am a rational, logical and sceptical person who does not believe in the supernatural or spiritual, and I'm a long-time lurker here at K and 4chan in general. So this all took place in the Californian Mojave Desert, at a place called the Joshua Tree National Park. I often go out on short camping trips, and this time I was out for one night of camping before the weather got too cold to tolerate it. This is a huge desert area, with almost no vegetation other than scrub bush and cacti, large mountains with very flat valleys, and hardly any wildlife to be seen. I go out there to do some hiking and to get away from gadgets for a while and relax. The sunsets, sunrises and starry nights are really amazing. When I go out alone, I leave my wife a map of where I'm going on my trip, identical to one I also carry, along with a set timeline. I usually take a rock with a Duraflame log, so I don't have to burn the already sparse vegetation. Basic survival gear with food and water, and I carry a Ruger bolt-action rifle that uses 5-round rotary magazines, of which I take 3 more. I carry this because it's a national park, and no one gives me a hard time about it. It's reliable, very accurate, light, cheap to shoot, and powerful enough to kill a coyote from 100 yards if I need to. The coyotes out here aren't deadly, but they are pretty damn fearless and are used to people, so it's a necessity. I almost always camp on the large rock outcroppings now, because one time I woke up and saw no less than 6 coyotes standing in the dark, just outside the firelight, watching me, pacing quietly. It was actually kind of neat to be so close to them, and we sat watching each other for a while, until one started edging in too close and I had to shoo them away with a warning shot. Anyway, this particular night was uneventful, aside from the coyotes making a ton of obnoxious noises around 4 a.m. It was also pretty damn chilly, and since I was awake already, I started heading back before the dawn even broke. I can make pretty good time and distance on foot, so my campsite was about 4 miles out, farther than most people bother to venture. In fact, I've never ran into anyone out that far, even though it's not that far out. So I'm heading back and I'm hiking down a large hill that has boulders and crevices along all of it. Nothing too crazy, definitely not rock climbing or anything. I stay away from dangerous areas since I'm alone. I get no further than 400 or 500 yards from my actual campsite, and there, lying on the ground in front of me, I see a blue and white knitted beanie cap, the kind with the tassels on the side. I stopped and stared, scanning the area, but I saw nothing out of the ordinary. I call out with a "hello?" and got no reply. I walked over and reached down to pick it up, and as soon as I touched it, I heard a faint "hello?" off to my left. I stood up quickly but saw nothing. Walking further to my left, I saw a large crevice in the hill that went down about 30 or 40 feet and curved hard to the right among a few very large boulders. I couldn't really see anything down there because it was still too dark and the angle wasn't good, but as soon as I had got a look down into it, I heard a much louder "hello?" come up from below. My mind clicked into gear and I thought, shit, someone got lost and probably just spent a long cold night trapped down there. "Are you okay? Are you hurt? Do you need help?" I called down. A voice came back. "Please come help me." I realised, holy shit, that was a child's voice, or it sounded like it. So I tossed my pack and rifle on the deck and started yanking out some cord as I yelled down, "Don't worry, I'm coming to help you, stay calm." I tied a big loop off around some stone near me, and then wrapping it around my arm, I came quickly back to the edge. I started to lean forward to find the best way down when several things happened. I yelled down, "Stay calm," and then immediately got a whiff of the most awful smell I have ever smelt as I leaned over. Imagine what a long dead animal, rotting in a mud puddle on a hot day would smell like. Just like that. In the gloom below, I saw slight movement, just a shape, but far larger than any child could have been. And then I heard the child's voice. "Please, come help me." I froze. That phrase had sounded exactly like the same as before, and I mean exactly, in tone, inflection, everything. It was so exact that that's what made it weird. A few seconds went by as I hesitated. Then again from below, exactly as before. "Please come help me." Now, I don't scare easily, but I was suddenly overcome with an unexplained fear. Not a fear I've ever felt before. Like an adrenaline pumping kind you'd feel from a car accident or a firefight, but a gut-wrenching, predator and I'm the prey type feeling that made me panic. I went into full flight mode. I reeled back, scooting on my hands and feet, and grabbed my rifle, panting. I remember thinking to myself, this isn't enough. I should have brought my M1A. And a second later, I hear scraping and scrabbling sounds coming up the crevice. I stood up and fucking ran. I left all my gear behind, just rifle in hand, ran down the hill. I heard panting, huffing coming from behind me, and then loud as shit, "Please come help me." I was sprinting in the dawn, nearly hysterical with fear, and then I was back, through the park entrance and straight to the office, where I started banging on the door. Hell, I was kicking it even, and yelling for help. A park ranger came from around the side of the building and told me to knock it the fuck off. Thinking about it now, I realised he had his hand on his pistol, and I very nearly got myself shot with all my bonkers behaviour. Mind racing, I told him the only thing I could think of that would make sense. I was coming back from my campsite and someone attacked me and chased me. He looks at me and says, "Who?" I tell him I have no idea. I never got a look, and that I could take him to where it happened, where all my gear was. So after a brief chat with another ranger, this old fella and I get into an ATV and head back to the hill. We get up to the crevice in the rock, and sure as shit, my gear is still there, with the cord still wrapped around the stone like I left it. But no one else there, and no blue and white beanie either. The ranger gets a little pissed and asks me if I had been drinking or doing drugs. And after returning to the office and taking my statement, he tells me, "Maybe next time you come out here you might want to leave the rifle at home, okay buddy?" So that's it. I head home, took a shower and tried to figure it out. I decided that either some seriously fucked up kids had just pranked the shit out of me, or that I had almost been robbed and killed by some tweakers in a desert hiking ambush. The only problem with these that I can't figure out is that if either one of these is true, then what was that fucking awful smell about? Hey guys, I just really want to say thank you to all of you who are watching my videos at the minute. It really means a lot to me, and I'm so close to getting monetized. And also, if you're here, check out my Instagram. I don't post anything serious. I post memes. I post scary memes. I also have a new email if any of you have spooky stories that you want to send in. Or you can hit me up on Discord, on the Neckbeardia Discord. Thanks for watching.